with all this to compete with, and how we have to make sure that everything is maintained here, you know, because George Powell don't want to hear that.
Right.
You know, they don't want you to send them, but if you send them the 23rd song, they'll be right out here to cut it out probably quicker
Yes,
than
sir,
that.
they will.
And so, with all this too, what's some kind of that, you know, that you can probably lay on us to?
I think a part of it is, and all of us need to go back and find what we call our mission statement for our lives. If we can understand our mission statement for our lives, we can then begin to understand our vocation. We can begin to understand the significance and place that community plays in this mission. We can begin even to understand partners and relationships. In other words, I think we have to take an inventory. We have to take an inventory of this mission statement, how the church fits into it, how human beings fit into it, how our vocations fit into it. We have to go back and ask ourselves, who then has God called me to be? And that should govern and guide us in every aspect of our life. That means that I don't come into church then and have to have Christina's position. I don't have to have it because I recognize who I've been called to be. Because taking Christina's position doesn't make me feel better. I understand what's my role in not only helping the church, but how the church helps me to move into this created purpose. So I think part of your not only prayer is meditation and understand what has this community been called to accomplish. And what's my role in helping it accomplish it? What's his role in helping me accomplish my own? Kind of like what Christina said. I'm over here preaching in other spaces and places, and they value that. They see a measure and a need. But I'm over here in this other community, and they don't. So does this community fit into this mission statement? I have to make an assessment of everything. Be it my job, be it the marriage, be it whatever. How does it fit? So then what's your mission statement? Because if you go again, Matthew 4, Luke 4, Jesus is going to give you his mission statement for his life. Mm-hmm. That's his mission statement. This is what I was born to do. From that point, I can begin, again, to understand as I move throughout this life. I see what fits, I see what don't fit. And a lot of us don't know. Because a lot of us just have jobs. Because it pays the bill, I'll do it. And that's why we get off. That's why we get off. Because I don't know who I am. I don't know what I was summoned to do. I don't know what I was summoned to accomplish. So then I run around and I try to sabotage everybody else. Because I'm trying to find it out, so I'm trying to figure it out. So the best way, they seem like they're getting some accolades, they seem like they getting some this, they seem like they getting some that, so therefore I go after that rather than. That's why we got so many people running for the pulpit. Half of them ain't got no calling on their life. You can tell it. Because they don't value it. They don't put enough time into it. They don't treasure the people that's out there. They don't care. It's just a way of them stroking their ego, being heard, because nobody else ever listens to them. Yes, sir.
I think it is one thing for you to look deep into your soul to discover something and extract something out of it. And you come to a place where you understand precisely what the calling is.
Right.
But you find that the greatest obstacle becomes you are being able to navigate that which you know.
Yeah.
And get to that one thing that you have to get hold of. It eludes a lot of people on this earth.
Yes. Yeah. But most times, you started off with it, and then I'm going to let y'all go, because we're going to come back and pick this up. But you alluded to it. It is getting to the core of oneself, and the only way one can do that is through much prayer, much fasting. It is to connect with God And God unveils that to you. And like you said, but that takes time, that takes dedication, that takes commitment, that takes a lot. And a lot of times, even when you do it, and I've talked to Christina about this several times. I said, Christina, you did it one time. You have to continue to do that, because there's so many things that'll come up that all of a sudden, like you said, it eludes us.
It depends on what your calling is.
Right.
If you were sent into this world to come and deliver people, it will take you a long time to get there.
Yeah.
That is when all the forces of this world will stand up against you.
Yeah.
And you can be so discouraged that you just give it up.
Right. And that's what I'm talking about. Because you are going against some major systems. That's why I just turned around and told Christ. That means had her read about Christ. Christ is against a system that is meant to make folks act a certain way and be a certain way. And here God is coming in saying no. And your job is to confront that other system. And a lot of times as you hear Isaiah, he tells Isaiah in 6, around 9, verse 10, he turns around and says, I'm going to send you to these people. They're going to understand the language. They just ain't going to want to hear what you got to say. They don't want to accept it because you're talking something contrary to what they have been programmed to hear and what they now their desires have been carved into running after. And the question is, can you stay connected with God enough to keep pressing through? We there? The question is going to be, and I'm going to keep staying on this, in this divided house. I'm not talking about just them, I'm talking about our church. And our divided house is not just a building, it's our lives. That our lives are divided. And they're being pulled apart as to which one we will follow. 21st century, we're being pulled. We're being pulled. What you running after? Which kingdom are you running after? What's really driving your life? What is it that you're really afraid of? What is it really that's motivating you? You have to step back and take a look at it. King said it this way. Any person who has not found something worth dying for is not fit to live. And there are a lot of us that's not fit to live. We're not fit to live. There are a lot of churches that's not fit to live. That's why we die. Because we don't have a clear objective and agenda. And I'm not talking about the building, and I'm not talking about the denomination. I'm talking about those of us that's here, that comprise this community of faith.
So how is a metaphor?
Sir?
So house there is a metaphor. House is
Yes,
a metaphor.
it is a metaphor. It is a metaphor. Because he really is not talking about, he's talking about, again, our lives and how we respond. It's how where we really live. Choices that we make every day that either move us closer to this beloved community of God or move us closer to the kingdom of the Romans. Because this American, and I don't care if he's taping it or not, this is a Greco-Roman society. And they want the Pax Americana to stay the way it is. And they will do it at all costs. That's the reason why they're blaming the folks for the shifting of this nation. They're blaming the wrong people. Why shouldn't I blame these folks for sitting around here and raping and robbing this country and not leaving us with enough to survive? Really? No, our desires, our house, that metaphor is where we really live. And we got to start looking at it. Yes, sir, George.
I want